How to get approved for a loan without a job. Yeah, I'm sure you probably thought this was a joke, but it's not. You literally can get approved for a home loan without a job, and I'm gonna tell you how. Let's go.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, no, you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
So as many of you know, with the traditional loan process, they are looking to see if you can repay a loan. The traditional loan process starts off the same way in most cases. You'll go to a bank or a credit union, you'll fill out an application, you'll show them your employment, your income, your assets, and they'll either approve you or deny you for the loan. And in some cases, they may even counter offer, meaning you may ask for a loan for $10,000 and they may say, no, we can't give you $10,000, but we'll give you $5,000. That's called a counter offer. But in any case, they are looking to see if you can repay the loan and what your ability to repay that loan is. Because banks charge an interest rate and they make money from you paying back the loan. So they really only want to lend when they feel like they're probably going to make money off of that. So that's the first thing. The second thing that you need to know when it comes to the loan process is if you are going to be getting a loan that has collateral or one that doesn't have collateral. For example, when you're applying for a loan that has collateral, like an auto loan or a mortgage loan, they usually will give you those credit terms with lower interest rates and to more people because they have collateral. Meaning if you don't pay your car loan, they have a car, they can repossess, they can take it back and they can resell it to recoup some of their money. But when it comes to unsecured loans or uncollateralized loans, that's a little bit more risky for a bank. They don't have anything that they can repossess or come get, so they're going to be requiring a higher credit score and they're going to charge a higher interest rate for these loans. So now that you know the difference between the two, let's talk about how you can start getting your loans approved. So like I said, in most cases, when you go to get a loan, they are going to look at your employment or your income. And so if you're saying that you do not have a job, that is completely okay if you still have income. You don't necessarily need a job to get approved for a loan. They just want to make sure that you have stable income. So what income do you receive that's stable? Do you receive Social Security, a pension, disability? Do you receive child support, alimony? What other type of income do you receive on a regular basis that you expect to continue to receive? If you have those things, you can still qualify for a loan. If you're self-employed, for example, they have documentation for self-employed people. Entrepreneurs usually need to be self-employed for 2 years before they can apply for most loans because they're going to be asking for 2 years worth of tax returns. However, I'm going to tell you a super secret way how you can get approved for loans without doing any of this. So now let's talk about the best solution and a better solution to getting approved for loans. Let's talk business credit. As many of you guys already know, Noel is a real estate mogul. I own lots of rental properties. I am a real estate entrepreneur. I make millions of dollars a year investing in real estate. And the easy way that I was able to do that and how I took my business from 6 figures to 7 figures was through business credit. Business credit literally will allow you to create an entire different credit profile that you can borrow under that doesn't have to deal with your personal credit. Let me explain. You literally can set up a business, and in many cases, you can set up a business in 1 day and start building business credit in a matter of weeks. You literally just set up your business, meaning you name your business, you get an LLC or S Corp or a C Corp, you get an EIN, which stands for Employer Identification Number, you get a professional email, professional website, and a professional phone number, and boom, you have all of the things that you need to be an official business. There's a little bit more to it, doesn't take very long, but I've made an entire video. You can watch that whole video that teaches you how to set up your business really quickly. The next thing you do once you have that is you go to the credit bureaus and you create business credit profiles. You literally can create a profile in a matter of days through all 3 of the business credit bureaus. You have Experian Business, you have Equifax Business, and you have Dun & Bradstreet. Between those 3 bureaus, you can get vendor credit reported there, then you move on to store credit. In a matter of months, you can have cash credit cards, Capital One, Citi, American Express, and all of these different types of credit cards that are available for businesses with no job. Again, you can establish business credit in a very short amount of time, and I have had students and myself getting hundreds of thousands of dollars in our business's name in less than a year. Yes, you heard that right. In less than a year, you can have credit cards, business lines of credit, all of these different loans available for business in less than a year. And this is really how you want to get approved for loans if you don't have a job. And as a bonus, because you know this is Noelle, I just love telling you guys everything. Let me give you another really quick bonus. Another place you can get loans, almost anyone can get approved at, is PayPal and Square. And this is this other company called 5-Star Processing. So let me tell you a quick secret. Once you have a business established, you can set up merchant processing accounts through companies like PayPal, Square, and 5-Star Processing. And the great thing about it is all three of these merchant processing companies, again, companies that allow you to accept credit cards in and pay invoices, make invoices for customers and have them pay them, all three of these merchant processing companies will allow you to borrow money. PayPal has working capital loans and loans for small businesses. Square has Square Capital, where they lend money to small businesses, and 5-Star Processing will even lend to startups. I literally have had students that are getting $5,000, $10,000, and they just opened up their business a few months ago. Literally, this is the best way to start getting approved for loans without having a job. So I have created an entire training program that is about an hour long that teaches you all about how to invest in real estate, how to start making money, even if you have bad credit and no money, my exact formula. Check it out at noellsfreetraining.com. It's all the information that you need, because I want to make sure that you have all of the information, all of the knowledge, and all of the resources that you need to be successful. This is Noelle, to your success.